Can you tell us how regulators can keep up with changes in technology, especially with the growth of online betting?
Well, in terms of what is currently happening, the main issues that are there, if you look at what the regulators are supposed to focus on, you have your issues of fairness, which regulators must look at. But most importantly for me, I would say to keep up with technology, all you have to do is you have to collaborate with your manufacturers. You have to collaborate with all the, I will say, the inventors of the technology that is in question. If you can be able to have work hand in glove with them, then it becomes easy. You are able to keep up with pace. And now and again, if you can make sure that probably the people that we work with, they go for training, they go and just to go and find out in terms of what are the latest developments as far as technology is concerned. So what is very key is to be able to work hand in glove with the operators. Then it will be easy for one to keep up pace with technology.
Fantastic answer. The second question is, what key lessons do you think South Africa's gambling industry could help other African countries build stronger regulatory systems?
Well, I will talk about issues of collaboration. You've got 9 provinces here in South Africa, and then we have a structure that is called the CEOs Forum, which is a representative of all the 9 jurisdictions. And also within that structure, there are subcommittees that deal with the pertinent issues that are affecting South Africa. So for me, I would say if you can have a structure like that, whereby you can have the norms and standards, which currently the National Gambling Board is responsible for the norms and standards, so that you can make sure that your legislation does not become fragmented.
Absolutely, collaboration is always key. And how can better data and reporting improve transparency and trust in the gaming sector?
Well, looking at what is currently happening today, everything is data. Everything is data. There's nothing that you can touch without data being involved. So for me, data is very key. For example, licensing. Currently, we have issues of problem gambling. So now, without data, it becomes difficult for us to be able to deal with those issues of problem gambling, early detection, all of those other issues. If we have data, then we are able to deal with all of those issues. So for me, data is very important, and data which, for example, you can be able to share with the other jurisdiction. Once you are able to share the other jurisdiction, then there are a lot of issues that you can be able to resolve. If you can also be able to collaborate in terms of what data, for example, licensing data, you can be able to share that data. You can be able to share data with regards to problem gambling, because if you can also have tools of problem gambling that you can deal with in all the other jurisdictions, even the whole African continent, then it will be easy. So data is very key. It's very important.
Absolutely. And finally, in the coming years, how important will regional cooperation be in creating more consistent gambling standards across Africa?
Well, harmonization, collaboration, those are the things. Because currently, as things are, uh, all the African jurisdictions, they are almost doing their own things, which for me, it is becoming then a good source for illegal operators to be able to penetrate all of those jurisdictions. But if you are going to be able to collaborate as the jurisdiction, share information, make sure that you agree in terms of the controls that must be there. You agree in terms of how you're going to fight illegal gambling, how you're going to deal with issues of problem gambling. Then collaboration, then it's going to be easy for future to be able to make sure that no one just comes to the African continent just because they want to be involved in illegal gambling. So you can be able to detect and fight a lot of issues if you can be able to collaborate.
Fantastic. Those were fantastic insights. Thank you so much, Vusi. So, Ulrik, how should the industry balance the strength of land-based casinos with the continued rise of online and mobile betting?
Well, listen, I think most of us in our daily lives use what we call omnichannel products. We just don't call it omnichannel products. We buy groceries in the shop and we get it delivered to our homes. So the trick here is to really use the power and the great experiences that we can provide in these beautiful facilities and properties that we have with the great experience also online. So it's really that total experience that is the power of it all, I think.
Amazing. What would you say is the biggest regulatory or structural challenge currently facing South Africa's gaming and entertainment sector?
South Africa is regulated on a provincial level, which is a massive challenge. So we got to get to a point where we have a national, robust regulation that everyone knows how it works and that is consistent and very clear environment for companies to operate in.
Great. How would you say casino operators continue to innovate in entertainment and technology while strengthening responsible gaming standards and consumer protection?
It's all about the product. If you have a great product, the need to go anywhere else, offshore, illegal gambling doesn't exist. So it's all about the product, and it's all about the regulator enabling operators to keep providing, innovating good products.
And finally, what would you say are the key drivers of growth in South Africa's gaming industry, and what needs to happen to secure long-term responsible expansion?
Obviously online. I mean, our Sunbet business is growing incredibly fast, and that will continue to be the fact. But we need a robust, very predictable regulation to be able to operate and invest long term.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Ulrik.
Thank
It's been
you.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, Esther, how does it feel to be recognized at SiGMA Awards 2026?
It is an honor to be given such a humble recognition. Just want to state I'm here on behalf of my CEO, Mr. Peter Mbugi, and it's such an honor to be able to receive the award on his behalf.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Now, in just a few words, what would you say is driving your success at GRA, and what can we expect from you this year?
Oh, wow. What drives our success is actually collaboration between ourselves and our stakeholders. That's our operators, holding engagements with them. A lot of technological advancements coming up, and the regulator trying to keep up with the technological advancement. And also key is responsible gaming and player protection, which is very dear to our heart, to ensure that our operators or those we license are able to follow through with the requirements for player protection, all the way from self-excluding them and also being able to do responsible marketing. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Esther. It's been lovely.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, joining me is Mabutho, and he's just received the Hall of Game 2026. How does it feel to be recognized at SiGMA Awards?
Well, it's quite exciting to be recognized after so many years in the industry. I've been in the industry for the past 23 years. But of course, the award may bear my name, but it's more a reflection of the work that is done by the team at the Eastern Cape Gambling Board as opposed to me as an individual.
And what would you say is driving your team's success?
It's wanting to know that regulation is successful, not just for the people of the Eastern Cape, but wanting to make sure that regulation is driven across South Africa.
Fantastic. And Are there any new things we should expect from you and your team in this coming year?
What we're aiming for really is to adapt to the needs of the market. We're one of those regulators that is trying to be as responsive as possible to what the market needs, as opposed to being a policeman as regulators were in the past.
Absolutely. That's really wonderful. And congratulations on your award.
Thank you very much.